Pirates of the Mesozoic, starring Craig Smith, Donovan Griffin, Karen Torres, Bud Montgomery, new GM Brandon Blackmore, Leslie Danberger, not with us. She's having internet problems because the United States is a sad place. All right, last week in the main continuity, the Smith Gang, that's you, faced the Hag of Crag Keep.
Being called the Smith Gang again?
Hmm?
How did we end up being called the Smith Gang again?
The people in Tranquility started calling you that.
Because
you hang out at the Smiths.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hang out at the Smithy. Technically, Michael is the Smith of the Smith Gang.
Yeah.
Because I'm more of a fabricator.
Okay. That makes a deranged kind of sense, I guess. Whoa.
Well, that's why they started calling you that. Anyway, you met the Hag of Crag Keep. And just to be thorough, I'll just go ahead and show you some pictures too. And that was Orson, who you'd already met. Her actual name is Billy.
Yeah.
She's perfectly happy being called the Hag of Crag Keep, though.
And the way she reacted when I asked if it was a hot topic, I think it was a record store.
Yeah, she was puzzled when you asked if it was hot topic. It's not that she was offended; it's that she didn't understand the reference, and that annoyed her, but it didn't offend her. So, which is a subtle but distinct difference.
Her life annoys her.
Okay.
Ha!
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but
So,
I a record store then.
You met Sharon the Bat, and you met Orson the Vulture. Orson, the duplicitous henchman, and Sharon, the mentally deficient henchman of the Hag of Crag Keep. Okay, so now we're caught up on the dramatis personae. All right, after a brief battle, very brief, brief and inconclusive, the Hag sued for parley, and you guys went along with it, negotiated for a bit, and eventually she agreed to release Georgie to you if you guys retrieve the Eye of Odin for her. And she gave you drawings and maps of where to go get it. So, yay for you. So, map and drawing of the Eye of Odin in hand, you headed back to Tranquility to return Georgie. Then you headed out toward the Madlands to seek the Eye of Odin. After traveling for a few days, you found the Eye of Odin in a ruined hospital. Ooh, more pictures. Let's do some more pictures, because pictures are fun. There we go. A ruined hospital. In kind of a weirdly science fiction-y Star Wars city type of setting that had long since been blown to smithereens by orbital bombardment, and was, at the time you went there, infested with ravenous ghoul-type creatures. I had a picture of that too, but we'll skip it. And then, in the hospital, you discover the Eye of Odin, which is actually an advanced holographic display thingamabob. And so that was interesting. And Odin stood for something like optical neuro interface something. Right. So you started disassembling it and preparing it for transport if you can get it out of the hospital. Oh, this week's game brought to you by Ian J. VSOP Brandy.
Yeah.
Because it's my firm belief that brandy is good for a head cold. Cheers. So, there you are. You're in the hospital. The Eye of Odin is largely disassembled. Captain Harrows has
been grabbing spare parts from everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, the Eye of Odin itself, which is the display unit. It's, the size of a hot tub, essentially. And along with the console that controls it and whatever other pieces Captain Harrows can pry loose. Now what? You got it, but it's too big to take out of the room. Unless you spend literally days breaking it down into smaller pieces, because, it's a very complicated piece of machinery, and it's really high tech.
In which direction is the closest exterior wall?
It's actually in the same direction as the door of the room you're in.
Start cutting a hole big enough to get the thing through.
Okay.
Hope that attention.
This with the pole arm thing?
Probably, yes. It's probably the best thing to do it with.
Or leverage that way.
I'm ready in case this attracts attention.
Is that faster, or is it faster to go straight up? How big is the building?
The building's kind of mushroom shaped, so it's probably closer to go to the outside than to go up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's try
Yes,
to hit any
it's quicker to go outside. You're below the mushroom part of it, in the the stalk part of the mushroom. Also, the entire building is tilted at like a 45-degree angle. So
Let's try to hit any low-berry members so we don't bring a place on around us.
So you're
Yeah,
actually everybody's like standing with one leg out and one knee bent the entire time you're working, which is just all kinds of fun. Oh, actually, Captain Harrows could probably do something about that, just to make it easier to work. Like to set up a local right side up generator, and everybody goes whoop.
Mhm.
Just override local gravity for a little bit.
A perpendicularizer.
Sounds like a plan. So Erling's chopping through.
Oh, and you know what? Yeah, once we get to the outside, I can use the perpendicularizer to get the crawler to where we need it for loading, too.
That sounds like a plan. Oh, hey, here's the ghouls. The entire area. Shut up, Google. No, shut up.
The funny is that you activated mine also, almost.
I said ghoul, not Google.
I understand, but you activated mine too.
So, anyway, the whole area around the hospital is infested with these things. There's like literally hundreds of them. They're generally running around in bands of about a half dozen to a dozen. There's not like one huge group, but as you look out, around the area, you can see them just roaming around. Right, so Berlin's chopping through the walls, and then here we go. Which one we'll do first? This one? Nah. This one? Nah. This one? Yes, this one. Here we go. You hear something running down the hall toward you. Kind of its bare feet going slap, slap, slap on the shiny metal floor of the hospital. And as it turns a corner, because the hallways are circular, because it's a round building, it sees John Erlang and begins running at him. Its mouth tentacles flailing.
I'll go ahead and pick it off.
I believe you did say you were waiting for something. No, wait, was it? It was Isco said he was wondering if this is going to attract attention. Or was it you?
Yeah, no, that was me.
They don't run real aesthetically pleasing around here, do they?
15, 16, 17, 18. All my max.
Wow, that's a good one. Oh, fun fact, Lloyd. When we spent like way too much time. In fact, I need to edit out about 15 minutes of last week's game while we're trying to figure out when Ty was from. Because like, is she from here? Is she from there? Has she ever heard of movies? Does she know what a talkie is? What kind of rifle is she carrying? So like Googling like English rifles like the 1800s and 1900s, and it just goes on and on and on. Fun fact: she has a Lee Enfield. One of the later designs that has a stripper clip.
The number one Mark III Lee Enfield didn't show up until like the turn of the century, like 1900 or so.
Yeah, she's from the towns. She's Edwardian.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Starting.
I've got one in my closet.
Starting in 1909, MLE and MLM rifles were converted to use charger loading, which is accomplished by modifying the bolt, modifying the front and rear sights, and adding a charger guide bridge to the action body, thereby allowing use of chargers to more rapidly load the magazines. I mean, it's not a stripper clip, but it's essentially the same thing.
I'm busy.
So
Actually, it is a stripper clip.
yeah, no.
There you go.
Is hers
Of
one
the
of the
chargers.
later models, or is hers a converted?
Hers is a convert. Well, I mean, how would you know? It's been converted. It's the same.
Real numbers.
Fine. It's been converted. It's like
really,
it's like a 1911 Lee Enfield that's been converted. Anyways,
Okay.
that's what she had. She had no bullets, which is one of the reasons why the lizard people were able to eventually steal her train, because she ran out of bullets.
Yeah.
Because they don't grow in the swamp. Oh, it's another thing that the you guys said you could help her with, was
Yeah.
making bullets for her rifle. Anyway,
She has brass. If
It
not,
was
we're
her-
gonna have-
it was her
Yes.
brother's rifle. So she's very happy to have bullets for it. So where are we at? Where's my dicey things? Why do I have 1933? 1933 Duesenberg 2 SJ boat sail speedster. Why do I have that?
I don't know, but I like them.
It's a cool car.
Yeah,
I don't know why I have pictures of it. All right, here's the
I've
dice.
seen-
Here we go.
seen them in museums, but never got to sit in one.
You shoot at
By
the
the way,
monster. You roll 18.
By the way, I like the update to secure dice.
Oh, because you can do expertise now.
Not just that. I see where you can actually plug it in to do the whole thing. Your roll, their roll, and it figures it all out for you.
If you know what their role is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Is as a game master, you could set it up so that you push the button and it emails somebody the result.
I currently don't have it so that the minus roll can have expertise. It's only on the first roll. But
Okay.
I could
Well,
add it, I guess.
Yeah. But
All right.
anyway, I like the update. It's got some really cool functionality to it now.
Well,
that
adding the
nobody else.
expertise was something I wanted to do. Anyway, you shoot at the monster. You hit the monster. It staggers a bit. 18. Good gracious. Ranged agility. My agility sucks.
It was one off of my back. So
I rolled
yeah.
5, and I say my agility's 2. Let me double check something.
That's 11. So that's
It's quite a bit.
yeah.
Where? Because I have this. I don't know if it'll actually happen fast enough to come into play.
No. If I had gotten boxcars, it would have been 4 extra levels. As it is, it was only 3.
Okay.
So it would have been 5 levels. It was only 4 levels this time.
Well, it also has damage resistance. So 9, 10, 11,
Oh,
12, 13,
Well-
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, that's 4. Yeah, you power up your plasma cannon and it staggers, and it's got like a hole the size of a dinner plate in its chest, and it looks down and it goes bunk, it falls back.
Mm.
So that's all kinds of fun. Meanwhile, Erling is chopping through the bulkheads and so making great progress. Halfway there. Then you hear many, many, many little feet running toward you.
I hear the pitter patter of little feet.
Yeah.
Turns out it's feet and hands, because this rounds a corner, running at a dead run toward you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I shoot it.
People that live around here.
Shoot it, Dad.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, Brandon, you're gonna have to show me something awful surprising before I don't shoot it.
Oh, Baby just wants to be friends.
Yeah.
So,
I will have to let other people go first this time.
let's go left to right. Isco, what are you doing?
Okay. I'll wait for it to close and I'll attack it with the scimitar. So someone who's probably attack first because it's coming towards, right?
Okay, so you wait till it gets to you, and then you attack it with
Yep.
scimitar.
Yep.
All right. So Captain Heroes went last time. Dr. Anna, what you doing?
Shoot it with an arrow, because yes. we
Fire
must
an
shoot
arrow.
down.
It rolled pretty well on its defense roll, so let's see what you get.
Blast.
16. You need a 16.
Stylo-
It rolled well. And it's
Ooh,
tougher
it
than the previous thing.
Yeah.
So that's 3, 12, 15.
Oh! It's all of its arms and legs are like moving, and the arrow comes toward it, and it's like it flattens down to the ground, and arrow goes past, and it continues running toward you. Captain Arrows, you can shoot at it before it gets to you, or before it gets to Isco. Isco has placed himself at the front, so it's actually going to run into Isco first. But Captain Harris gets to shoot it on the way.
Okay. Another 18. I shoot it while it's squatting.
It rolled another 16, so you hit it. One level of damage, and it like leaves like a big burned pit in its thorax. But even as you're looking at it, the burned hole starts going to heal up. It won't actually heal up during combat. That's not how regeneration works in this game. But what generation does in this game system is it reduces the amount of time you heal after combat's over. So not something you actually need to worry about in combat. It's not like
The Captain Harrows calls out, "Kill it with fire."
well, you basically shot it with fire. All right. Anyway, it runs up with its many. It's got like a dozen small red eyes in its forehead and one or two on its cheeks, and its mouth's like runs up to Isco. Isco was prepared and gets to attack first.
Dang, you're ugly. You die.
Well, that's just rude. I did not roll as well that time.
16.
I got a 13. So 13, 14, 15, 16. You slash at it. Cutting off one of its arms, which then flops around on the ground. It howls at you and claws at you. And you
But
roll.
does that have to hit for damage aura to affect it?
Say what?
Normal damage aura?
When it attacks you, you can roll the damaging aura to attack it at the same time. But first it attacks you. So you make a close combat defense roll. I rolled a 13.
I also rolled a 13.
Which means it hit. So it claws at you, scratching at you, and causes one endurance level of damage. At which point, your damaging aura roasts it or singes its appendages. It rolled 13 again.
$17.
Jesus. 13, 14, 15, 16. Two more endurance. Okay, it claws at you and howls as its limbs catch on fire. And it just, the rest of it catches on fire, and it just kind of like flails around on fire and boom, bumps into walls, boom, boom, and eventually just like falls over and twitches and burns.
Should I go home?
Yeah, good call on the fire.
Apparently you guys,
You're
apparently you guys don't need me for anything except hauling heavy objects. I mean, I can go home.
we're your backup. We're doing this so that you can get
Exactly,
the
so you can keep going. Yep.
job. We're doing the job. We're just your backup.
Erlang is the one best suited to the task of digging through the hospital walls. Because fire's really not going to do that. And Dr. Anna's arrows will punch holes through several bulkheads in a row, but it's not going to make a hallway.
And the
And
sword only goes for so long.
Yeah, and you have the... there's really no way around that. You are the You are the carve holes in a building kind of guy.
All right, well, Erling will do it, but he's not happy about it.
Well, if with any luck, you'll be able to kill something soon.
Okay.
And trust me, when you get to the outside, there will be plenty to kill. I'm just hoping these things learn their lesson that this is not a smart thing to be attracted to.
Erling carves like a human can opener, a big circular hole in the outer wall. And
I'm thinking this is like some sort of like science fiction mad scientist Resident Evil lair gone bad. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on this?
Is that a question?
No, I was just pointing it out to everybody else in the group. Like, hypothesis. Can you prove to me I'm wrong on this? Or
Sounds like a
No, this was a hospital, and these are medical abominations, and I'm pretty sure something had to go wrong to get from one to the other.
Okay, fair enough.
And there are, of course, the ghouls, roaming the countryside as well. So something went horribly wrong here.
Yeah.
Erling opens up the hole in the wall, and big circular piece of metal swings down and goes bong, and then slides down the outside of the building. And you're not facing straight up. It's like, okay, so the building is tilted like this, right?
Mhm.
You're not facing straight out toward the sky. You're about 30 degrees around, facing kind of sideways. So
That's okay. I got the perpendiculator going.
all right, just painting the scene. It is a bit disorienting, at least. Can you agree? Can we agree? It's a bit disorienting. Okay.
Yeah, wait until the transporter backs up to it, and we have to throw this stuff off a cliff so that it falls into the bed of the truck at a 90-degree angle.
There's a shuffling sound followed by click, 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 and then shuffle, shuffle, click, 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 click. And this does not run. It walks, well, more or less. It moves at a walking pace around the curve of the hallway. It doesn't appear to have eyes. It has a big...
There's like all kinds of ugly right there.
Yeah, it's a whole all kinds of ugly. And its mouth opens up and it like breathes like in your general direction and begins moving toward you.
Captain Harris will sigh and say, I really suggest you go the other direction. Didn't think it was going to listen. Dr. Anna, would you like first strike again? Erlang, you were complaining. You want first hit on this thing?
If I attack that thing, I'm going to get ugly all over my sword.
Oh, sure.
Anna,
Now you say that.
Please, ladies first.
sure, why not?
Let me restart my dice roller.
Ready.
So Dr. Anna's going to fire an arrow into the air.
Yes. Preferably at it, but no warning shots here.
Okay.
Preferably right there. Right.
14.
Love to hit the soft power.
Oh, you hit it exactly. It also rolled a 14. So it's moving forward at a walking pace, and shunk, arrow hits it, and it goes, and it like
Yeah,
tilts
right in the mouth.
no, like right here, and it like tilts its head to the side a little bit, and the lights flicker and go out.
Oh, I was going to say, when it hisses like that, I shoot it right in the mouth.
Well, it's dark now, but you can shoot, sure.
I roll a 15.
You shoot, briefly illuminating the hallway, and it's about half the distance between where it was and where you are, toward you.
Okay.
In a flash, like a strobe light.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who wants to go next?
I will at this point.
Okay.
I don't know if these guys can fight in the dark or not, but I can. So I will leap forward and to strike it.
It is not running. I mean, you can see it. Anybody else see in the dark? Anybody? Hope not. Damn it.
Disco tent is made of flame.
Well,
How
it's
does-
a fairly It's the flare side. The flare. What's the hyper acuity you took?
Okay, fine.
Yes. Yeah.
You see its
Yeah, I mean,
heat outline and all that.
Goggles too.
For now, Erlang and Nisco can see it's not running toward you, but it's moving at a purposeful stride. But it's also much quieter. It was when it was moving earlier. It was making like a shuffle, shuffle, click, 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 because its back 5 legs are all in points. But it's moving quietly, but also at a purposeful stride toward Dr. Anna. Erlang.
Leap forward and
See
smite
clear.
it.
Say what? I'm sorry.
I said leap forward and smite it.
You leap forward and smite it. I talked over you. I'm sorry. Roll, and I roll. I get a 13.
15.
You cut into it. It hisses again. And refocus its attention on you because you're right there.
Yeah.
Who has not gone yet? Isco has not gone yet.
Yep. So I'm gonna try the endurance drain like I did. Something like I did before with the. I can't remember the abomination. So in this case, I'll use a flat of my blade for endurance drain on it.
Okay. So let me double check how that works. Because I can't remember everything.
What?
That I remember anything is a miracle at all. So, endurance drain. Here we go.
Beth and I are
It is.
populated on what day it is. We have to keep reminding each other what day it is. Is it Tuesday? No, it's not Tuesday. It's Monday. Damn, I thought it was Tuesday.
I've watched it tells me what day it is. I have to look at it to see. Okay, it is endurance drain is close combat brawn plus power level against close combat brawn of the target, or close combat brawn plus power level of the target if the target has modification resistance.
Right.
This monster does not have modification resistance, so it is rolling close combat brawn against your close combat brawn plus power level. And that's how that works. I rolled well, though, so hooray for me.
17.
14. So 14, 15, 16, 17. You leap forward and smack it with your burning scimitar. So that's pretty exciting. Have I attacked anybody? No. I did use power, though, so that was my standard action. I made it dark. I actually cut the power to everything because I'm a weird science monster. And I can do that.
We're an abomination of science.
It is. It seemed like a nice idea at the time. All right, next round. Let's just go left to right this time. Let's go.
I'll smack it regularly this time.
Oh, actually, I need to find out where it goes. So everybody roll 2d6 plus your perception, please.
I still have it.
Used to have what?
Oh, he's frozen. Donald's
Oh.
frozen.
Yes, he is. Goodness gracious.
Do we include power for
No, just
King
perception.
of the Dark? Okay, so 10.
This is just to see who goes when. Really, is to see where it goes relative to you guys. That's what this is really about. I'm going to say my... Oh, wait. Did I say... What'd you get, Lloyd? 10? What did I do? Reason. It's 2d6 plus your reason.
Oh.
And if you have expertise with perception, that applies. But who does? who does that?
Not me. So I rolled a 13 then.
Wait, is perception a skill?
Yeah.
I hope so. Otherwise, I got to go back and change something. It is. It's a skill. Yay. All right then. So where are we? Oh, rolling dice. So I'm just going to say I've got a 2 reason because I'm a badass monster, but I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Although 2 is still pretty sharp. So I got 11. And be less than 11.
8.
We lost Donald. Hey, Kieran, ask Donald what he rolled.
Okay, 1 second.
I mean, I can't really kill Donald before he comes back, so that wouldn't be fair.
For some reason, I had a secondary network.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
What'd you roll, Donald? He's frozen again.
Ah,
No, I'm okay.
What did you roll?
Oh, I didn't know it was my turn to roll yet. Okay.
This is just order of play.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
2d6 plus your reason.
Because I know what I'm gonna do.
That's fine. 2d6 plus your reason.
12.
Okay, so it goes everybody, but Isco, monster, and then Isco. So we'll start with Captain Heroes. What are you gonna do? It's dark. You can't see.
Environmental control. I turn on the floodlights.
Your own floodlights or somebody else's?
I have a couple of minions jump up to the emergency lights and hit them with power.
That'll work.
Directly the lights in the hallway.
They magnetize their little robot feet and walk up to the floodlights and zip, pull out a USB cable and plug it in. Or something like that. Anyway, and the emergency lights come on. At which point you can see. So that is your action.
That was my action.
Yes.
But now everybody else gets to see.
Because that's a standard action is environmental control.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Anna, you can see now.
yes.
There's a monster is fighting Isco and Erlang.
Oh, okay. Can I safely get a shot in, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I shall do so.
Roll to hit. Let's see. Agility. I'm going to say my agility is this, and my power is that. So, 6, 13.
All right. So there's a blast. So 3 plus 3. 6, 12, 17.
Jesus. 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, it's only 2. All right. But,
Yeah, but that, what, 5 and 6, right?
well, Erlang did 1. Isco did 2. So,
I did.
Did you? No, you didn't. You didn't hit it.
Oh, Dr.
Not this one. Oh, Dr. Anna actually hit 1. Yes, that's correct. Because it has an arrow stuck in it. So it's taken 4. So this is 5 and 6. So an arrow, like, it's like hissing at Isco with its eyeless head. And an arrow sprouts from the roof of its mouth. And it, like, staggers backward. And it does that for a while. Generally, it's not down, but it isn't attacking anymore, if that helps.
I'll move it into a room so it can have some privacy to itself.
Oh, really?
I think I'll dispatch it.
Okay. Don't roll super badly.
Okay.
It rolls a 9. What do you get?
13.
Oh, yeah. You whack! You cut off its head, and its body staggers for another second or so, and then clump, collapses. And because you're tilted, right? The whole thing's tilted. It's up and down where you are, but you hit the head, and it kind of flies through the air, and then hits the edge of the perpendicularization field, and then swings sideways, and like bounces off a wall, and then rolls down the hallway. So that's fun.
Various interpretations of fun, I suppose.
Yeah, so like the floor for us is here with the hole in the wall here. I go ahead and have the truck back up this way. And so all we really have to do is shove the stuff out and it'll fall into the bed of the truck. Because everything's perpendicular now.
All right. Hey, you don't hear any other monsters coming.
So it's actually really easy to load now that we're here.
So you get the crawler up the side of the hospital wall, out exterior wall, and load it up. And I guess John Erling and Isco and Dr. Anna can guard the hallway while you and your minions load the truck. And you get it all loaded up. You get you get tons of room in the crawler, so you can take pretty much anything you found that you stuffed in your pockets along the way. Oh, I need this console. Oh yeah, these huge LCD monitors. I need these too.
Oh, and of course the medical sensors that went to the Odin,
Right.
because I don't need a super high res monitor to work them, and they'll be useful.
Cool. You pack up all the medical scanning console
Oh my goodness! I'm
analysis
gonna
stuff.
become Iron Man, aren't I? No, I'm trying hard not to be an Iron Man, not to turn into Iron Man.
Do what you want to do, man. Follow your own path.
I just thought about if I have all the little sensors in my suit that keep me in, do the medical on me automatically.
Brandon, a question.
Sure.
What can I tell, even if they're shut down, how the computer systems operated? Were they like a distributed network system, or were they all self-contained and talked back and forth between each other, or anything like that?
Make a computer roll. Let's
Okay.
find out.
So that's dice roll plus reason.
Yes.
11.
It's super high tech, and it's beyond your ability to suss out without it actually being turned on. Sorry, I rolled like really high.
Okay. In which case, what I'll do is I'll take a couple of samples of computer equipment and just remove them from whatever they're attached to and carry them along.
Cool. Yeah, there's computer equipment literally everywhere. So, I mean, the doors, and then there's like these like traveling hover kiosk kind of things that roam around, and they're not hovering at the moment because they're just
I'm
sitting on the
having
ground.
I'm having one of them. Actually, I probably scrapped one to build a parallelizer. Huh?
There are more. So yeah, you just nothing's attacking you at the moment. So you load up the crawler probably until you're out of room. So later on, when you're like, I need this. Hey, I bet we had some parts for that we got from that hospital. This is your opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me. Because I always forget to remind you, which means you guys forget that you have them. Everybody's got one plot point.
Mhm.
And you can get a bonus die, you can boost a stat, you can do a retcon. If only I had a wheelbarrow. Well, I have one right here. So that's
Now all we need is an infinity cloak.
Holocaust cloak.
Or a Holocaust cloak. Yeah.
Oh, like this one? So, yeah.
I saw it at Max's. It fit so nice, he said I could keep it.
Let's see. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, So you load up the crawler with as much as it'll carry. However, by this time, the ghouls have noticed the activity at the hospital and are coming toward you in waves.
Yes, but the crawler's all loaded up, and
Yes,
we
the
know how
crawler's
to
loaded
deal.
up.
We know how to deal with this. Disco, firewall protocol.
Yes, sir. I'm on it. Bring it on.
So Isco makes a ring of fire around the crawler, and you guys drive out of town.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Hate to make it a little anticlimactic, but you know.
Accompanied by the overwhelming smell of burning ghoul.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, Isco. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba. What should I call this? Let's see. Element. For element. I thought element wall.
Oh yeah. I forgot to
How about
add that
this?
power.
Do a range combat agility plus power level, and I will roll against the ghouls. And what I'm actually rolling is to see how many ghouls get past the wall before you get to the edge of this particular area and the ghouls cease to be a concern. Ooh, I rolled really badly.
Range combat?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
it's you're not literally attacking them. I just want something to base on how many ghouls get past the wall. What do you got?
12.
Well, I got 10. So,
Woo!
several ghouls get to the top of your flaming wall before they are so badly incinerated that they just fall backward because their muscles no longer function properly.
Like climbing on top of each other, trying to get over the wall.
They attempt to. None succeed.
Ghouls.
And as Erlang mentioned, there is the pervading stench of burning ghoul. And this goes on for like a half hour. So it is thoroughly rank. It's like burning hair plus burning popcorn plus feet. It's just a horrible, pungent smell.
I wish I had Ty's gas mask now.
Well, she took that back. You don't have
Right,
that.
I know. I wish I had it now.
Actually, Captain Harrows could probably do something about that, like set up some sort of like high volume air filter.
Why don't I just give us a nice headwind?
There you go. So after the first 5 minutes or so of this horrific stench, Captain Harrows ponders and tinkers and flips a switch and
just flips a switch on and goes, you know what? Flips a switch on the dashboard. And it
there you go. The
air starts flowing.
The smoke clears and the smell will still be in your clothes for a few days, but it's not as bad now.
Basically, I'm turning the crawler into its own miniature high pressure zone.
There you go.
Think it's as in what do they call it? Bioweapon mode. Where
you get to the
positive pressures and just
you get to the edge of the weird bombed out futuristic city with its huge pools of glowing green whatever, and eventually you get to the edge of that and you leave the ghouls and such behind, and it smells much better all of a sudden. So your goal now is what?
Return the Eye of Odin to the Hag Of Crag Keep, and I don't believe I actually just stated that aloud.
I was going to say drop off all our goodies in Tranquility.
If you're heading to Crag Keep, Tranquility is most definitely out of your way because you're already like halfway there, in a kind of a triangular sort of way. Like if you go from Tranquility to Crag Keep up here, and then across over here is where you actually are right now. So
yeah, but she'll probably want
doubling your travel time.
She'll probably want more of our goodies, and who knows how many years will have passed. I mean, time might look like that photo by the time we get back.
True.
That's funny. So where are you going? Take a vote or something.
We should drop by Tranquility first and only bring what we need to the Hag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like that's a plan. So, you leave
if she sees the control console there, she's going to want that too.
Mm-hmm.
You assume. You're assuming a lot, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't mind if you assume things. So you leave behind the biohazard bombed out city, and you reach an area that you've seen before. It's the reddish-brown desert that smells like cinnamon. And you drive through that for a bit.
It does not smell like burned ghoul.
It doesn't smell like burned ghoul.
No. It smells like Arrakis.
I didn't explain this really well before, so I'll try again. When you're crossing from one biosphere or environment to the next, you can kind of feel it changing around you, but then when you look back, you can't see the previous one.
Hmm.
So it's like you can't really see where they change from where you're standing. You can kind of feel the transition when you're in it, but then when you get there, that's all you see. So you're in the cinnamon desert, and then starts getting cloudy, and then all of a sudden you're in an area that looks like this. Underneath you,
Whoa.
the streets are. You're in like an enormous parking lot, a parking lot that extends to the horizon. It's just blacktop as far as the eye can see, and above you are floating buildings. They look like.
I don't remember this on the way in.
Nope.
Nope.
That's true.
I am checking my charts.
It definitely is not on your charts.
This is new. I am putting it on my charts.
Well, okay then.
Fly up and look at a window.
Um, the contents of the rooms you look in, the highest tech thing you see is like an Underwood typewriter or a metal desk fan.
Okay.
And
1950s,
that's
1940s, 1950s level.
that is what it appears to be, yes. You don't see any people.
Possibly
You see like a steaming cup of coffee on a desk. There's like steam coming off of it. Stuff like that in various windows. But you don't see any people.
Okay. Fly back down. Tell everybody what I see. Don't get too far away from the crawler.
That's a good idea. All right, well, eventually that goes away, and then you're in Primordial Forest.
Okay, this is looking a little more familiar.
It seems like an idealized primordial forest. The trees are as big around like you'd have trouble hugging them. They're that big around, but there's lots of space between them, and the ground is covered with like ferns and moss, and there's like fireflies. It's
I see where the hag got her theory from.
quaint and tranquil.
I see where the hag got her theory from. I believe we disagree on the definition of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I meant to have this happen too. So as you're riding through this tranquil forest, you hear above you the sound of a jet passing overhead. And then you hear... Wait. Save playlist to file. Let me save my playlist because I don't want to lose what I'm doing. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Mission Impossible, I think. Okay, here we go.
I haven't even seen it yet, and I know what I'm going to do.
What, the jet?
Yeah.
Anyway, you hear a jet pass overhead, and you hear it like circle, and you can't see it because the canopy of the trees is like impossibly thick. But you hear this. Oh shit! How do I make it not do that? I don't want it to do that.
Are we stopping already?
Toggle playlist. Loop all, loop one, no loop. Is that no loop? Let's try this. Let's see if this works again. That's what I want. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll leave around that. You hear that, and then you hear the jet noise leave.
Oh, it's the vroom vroom.
Can I fly up through the forest cover?
Billy!
You totally can.
I will give that a shot.
You and you penetrate the impossibly thick forest canopy, and then as you break the top of the forest canopy, butterflies take off into the air that you've disturbed with your passing.
Right.
What are you doing?
Looking around with hyper acuity as to where the jet and the cackling went.
Well, you heard it go that way, so you look that way. So make a perception roll with 2d6 reason. And hyper acuity, you can add your power.
Yeah.
You need an 11.
15.
You see the back end of you're the south, north, south. You see the south end of a northbound vroom vroom.
I go ahead. I was reaching for the radio when I thought it might be Earhart. I hit the radio for nav frequencies anyway and go. Seriously, Billy, do you want this stuff? We'll drop it off right here for Sharon.
You don't hear anything back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's something else.
I was hoping.
Something that we didn't cover that happened in the interstitial game last week when the gang got. How'd you find out about Amelia Earhart?
Oh, she stole my bots. Yeah, she stole fuel from us, and my bots reported who she was.
That's right. They described her to you. I was wondering
her.
if that was something that happened in the town or if it was on the road or what. No, the bots described her to you. That's how you found out who she was.
Yeah, and I instantly recognized her jawline and went, Amelia Earhart?
Which I was flabbergasted. I did not expect you to recognize her.
I recognize Amelia.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. That too.
Well,
Brandon,
I thought that would be like some fun twist, but
Brandon,
you got it.
would you like me to show you the pictures of her car or the plane that she learned to fly in?
It's okay.
Or her dad's plane?
It's okay. I'm a little disappointed, that my big reveal has been spoiled, but it's okay. I've got other reveals. Anyway, so Erlang, you chasing her or what?
Nope. I'll fly back down.
Okay.
Make sure the crawler is there.
Yeah, it's still there. I assume they didn't run away while you were gone.
Yeah, it was her. She took off in that direction.
North.
Is that generally the direction? That's the direction.
Yeah, that's the direction you would go if you were going to Crag Keep.
Yeah. Which is why I radioed her and told her that if she wants this stuff in a hurry, we'll drop it off here for Sharon, or we can make arrangements.
You got no response.
Yeah.
You want me to go tell her?
Hey, Isco, you still have Cyril's phone?
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell Black Spider. Just give the message that, if she really wants this thing in a hurry, she can send Sharon out and we'll drop it off wherever we are. But we got something to do before we head to her place right now.
Okay. I'll do that.
You send an email to the
Hey,
Black
buddy.
Spider.
Hey, Steve, how's it going, man? So I got this deal here. Yeah.
Let's see if he's paying attention. I'll say 11 or less paying attention. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah. There's a couple minutes go by, and then you get a response. And like before, it looks like it's been calligraphied onto vellum. It's like, the hag isn't here right now. I think she's out looking for you. Or checking up on you, rather. I would suggest doing whatever it is you agreed to do. Other than that, I don't have any suggestions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Tell her when she gets back. That's the message is for when she gets back. Tell him she'll be back shortly. The message is for when she gets back.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was told in the first place. Is yep, that's for when she's back.
Oh, P.S. Orson is furious that you ruined his ambush. He wants to know how you knew he was there.
Ask the hag.
Yeah. Ask Billy.
Wait, what now? Why Billy?
Because she was the one who caused so we killed him, and then time got reversed, and then we didn't kill him, but of course we ruined his surprise because everybody already knew it was happening.
Yeah, because we'd already killed him.
Right. So yeah. So that's the point. Doesn't that mean that?
Apparently, she didn't bother telling him that happened. Probably so we wouldn't get upset about it.
But how would he know that happened? Because time was.
because we all basically were like, okay, we know you're Olsen, come on out. She was like, okay, Olsen, we know you're there, come on out.
Yeah, because the moment we arrived, our first thing to do was, come on,
Oh,
Archie, come out of the closet.
Did we? Oh.
Well,
Oh.
Erling,
Oh,
if I
really?
remember correctly, Erling, his first thought was, I'm going to go kill that guy in the closet.
Oh, yes.
So,
The hag, I believe the hag called him out.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, she should
I'll,
have before he could waste him again.
okay. What's Black Spire's real name again? Forget.
Seymour.
Seymour. Yeah. So Seymour, between you and me, I could tell you, but that might give you too much info about the hag. So I mean, it kind of depends on whose side you're on. Kind of, who's going to work with who here. What kind of information I can give you. Kind of secret hush hush.
Attempting to sow a little discontent around.
Again?
Okay, manipulation is what this would be.
Manipulation or hang on.
This presence.
Sure I have that.
If not, I do. I'll help you compose the email.
Yeah, I have manipulation. I don't have finesse on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wish I had finesse on it.
What'd you roll?
A 1 and a 2. So, yeah, it's like, and plus what, presence?
Yes.
Yeah, he may convince me to do something here.
Yeah,
5.
He replies, you know you can trust me. Haven't I been helpful to you so far?
Absolutely. Super, super helpful. Super, super duper helpful.
Okay.
The more
So-
I know, the better position I'm in to help you.
Right. Good point. So I tell him.
Wait. What you want to tell?
I tell him that she has a spell that turns back time. Might not want to tell Orson this. Or whatever.
Reply, thank you for trusting me with this. It'll stay between us.
I believe that for a second. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Anyway, so he cruises along through the primordial fantasy forest. Then you hit an area that looks like canyons and buttes that are all shades of orange, basically. Kind of like the desert where the coyote and the roadrunner have their fights. There's like cliffs and canyons and
The Badlands, yeah.
yeah, badlands. Go through that for a while. Let's see if you get any wandering monsters. Why not? Let's say 1d6. You get some kind of wandering monster thing going on. Because this is kind of that kind of game. Nope, you don't. Exit the Badlands, you hit jungle again, but this time it's like prehistoric jungle, so you know you're getting closer to Tranquility. And then you get to the scrublands that are the largest area where Tranquility is. Because it's not in the jungle itself, it's in a kind of a deserty sort of looking area, but it's not sand desert, it's just dry and hot and humid.
No, not Simran. Chaparral.
I'll take your word for that. I've heard that before, always in the context of being a high chaparral, but I don't actually know what the word means.
Okay, chaparral is a grassy scrub plain.
There you go. That sounds good.
The high chaparral is like the chaparral is western Kansas, eastern Colorado. The high chaparral is the wide, just like the hundreds of acres of flat grassland up on top of the Rockies.
Yeah, but it's more. It's as much rocky as it is grassy. This particular area. Anyway,
Yeah.
time goes by. It takes you, all told, it takes you 2 to 3 days to get back to Tranquility. You get back, hooray! They think you've been gone. Let's see how long.
Oh, if you take the high
4
chaparral
months.
and move it as
Huh, that's not too bad this
far
time.
above the regular chaparral as the high chaparral,
Hmm?
it becomes subalpine tundra.
Okay,
It's the same biome, just at different altitudes.
gotcha. Yeah, you get back to Tranquility. You'll eventually figure out that they think you've been gone around 4 months. You guys think you've been gone around 6 days.
Right.
So,
I apologize to Ty. I didn't expect it to take that long.
no worries.
Time works.
She doesn't say no worries.
Time works very differently out in the field.
I could Google like Victorian English slang, but she's all upper crusty sort of person. So she says, something to the extent of,
Here's the top search result.
"Oh, be quiet." Anyway, that she's very glad to have you back, and she's done some work on your water filtration system that she hopes meets with your approval. In very crisp upper English class taught speaks.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, we'll roll past all that.
Yeah.
She's made some changes. It's not big changes. They're like minor improvements that you yourself might have made at some point. Just had you had the time, but you haven't had the time. It's not innovative. It's more incremental improvements.
Okay.
But again, the same sort of thing you yourself might have done had you been here for the last 6 months or 4 months instead of out and about.
Right. Okay, so it's not looking like she's a spark. She's not like me. She's just like me. Or
she has a phenomenal talent for working with machinery, but she's not like you.
right. Okay, so she's not a smart spark. She's a lab assistant.
She's really good at what she does, but she's
Yeah,
not.
no,
She
no,
can't
they're
talk to machines like you can. No.
The lab assistants are invaluable. If nothing else, they give you someone to experiment on. I mean, no, not that.
So you're back to Tranquility.
Unload
One
the
thing
various
has
crapola.
happened. Wait, what? What,
I
Lloyd?
said unload the various crapola off the crawler.
Oh yeah, you unload literally everything other than the Eye of Odin. It takes a while.
Yeah. Somebody went shopping.
All right, so all told, about how much does the Eye of Odin weigh?
That's a good question. Hey, actually, I know a way to find that out. About 4,000 pounds.
Okay.
So that in kilograms, because the whole game system's in kilograms. 4,000. It seemed like the right idea. Designed for the future. Someday we may use the metric system. 400 pounds
You in the lab
kilograms.
anyways.
1,800 kilograms.
All right. More than I can comfortably lift.
It is big.
All right, so I guess we'll use the crawler to get back to the crag of Hag Keep.
Something like that.
The dizzy broad of the big tower.
Could the captain whip together like a double-bladed chopper real quick? Get up there fast. A double-bladed chopper with a large.
Just cut a swath through the haunted forest.
Oh, I need to fly it. I
Just
haven't.
like bring a logging machine.
Oh, put those big speed racer buzzsaws on the front of the crawler.
Yeah, I was bringing a logging machine from Fern Gully.
The one that was controlled by the evil smoke.
Yeah, that one.
You could rent one from the goblins. Because they have just that thing. Oh no, theirs is more of like a walking sort of thing. It's like a Star Wars chicken walker, but with arms with buzzsaws on the end.
Well, it's not just the buzzsaws; it's also the clamps to hold the trees so that you can load them into the.
That's a different machine. Anyway, you unload everything.
Like is unit attackers.
You unload all the stuff. You catch back up with the local townsfolk and make sure everything's cool. The only thing that's happened since you guys have been gone is someone kidnapped one of the field workers and left with them about a month ago. And they're calling him Baron Triumph because he's riding a machine that says Triumph on the side. And someone called him Baron Triumph, and that just stuck.
Captain Harrow's comments offhandedly, probably more like the Lord of Bonneville.
Anyway, this person drove his machine up, got off of it, walked up to one of the people working on the fields, shot them with something, and tied them up, dragged them back to his machine, put them in a little metal cage that the machine had behind it, like a cart with a metal cage on it, and then drove away. And that's like a month ago.
So that would have been like while we were loading the truck.
Relatively speaking,
Because that was a day
give or
trip.
take. Yeah. Give or take, yeah. I guess.
Okay.
So they're for the first week or so, they were on guard to see if this person came back, but they didn't. So they just chalked it up to one of those weird things that happen sometimes.
The Eye of Odin, and then come back here and see if we can track that guy down.
Makes sense? What is all the bloom? Who's doing that?
Sorry, that's me.
Sorry, we're boring you. You have to go surf the web.
I'm not having the web. I'm formatting USB drives. Sorry.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe mute it. Oh, you can't mute it because then you can't hear us, right?
No. If I mute me, I should. I usually do. Sorry.
It's not a big deal, man. I don't care.
Like I do.
I don't care. It's actually fine. Actually, I want to go take some more cough medicine, so we could pause for like 5 minutes. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
It seems like a good place for that. Be back in 5. And we're back to recording. Hooray, hooray, hooray. All right, so you're in town. You've unloaded everything. You've caught up with the town. You've heard about Baron Triumph. They describe him as a guy with a big, heavy duster and big boots and, like, armor on him in places and a helmet. And he had a mask that was very similar to the stuff that Ty has, her goggles and respirator. Very similar to that, but it was all one piece. And it had like hoses coming off of it that went like behind his head. So.
Like a TIE fighter.
Nobody was near enough to help the person that he captured. So they didn't really. They talked for a few days afterward whether to try to go and find them, but being that they don't have land machines like you've got, they've got horses, and so they didn't. And by this time, it's been a month, and they just assume that person's dead.
Yeah, we will try to find them, but the hag is probably getting impatient already about this. Why? How is the patient getting impatient? It's been an afternoon for her.
What about Ty's engine or locomotive that we put the treads on? What about that?
What about it?
For giving chase to the.
Couldn't use that.
Yeah, no.
It didn't occur to anybody. Okay, just fast forward past that idea. Pretend they just didn't think of it. So.
They all look at each other and go,
"Who knew?"
Oh.
Okay, moving on. So you've got the Eye of Odin on the back of the land crawler, and you're heading out back toward Crag Keep.
Yep.
Oh wait, I've actually got an Avengers post for that because we didn't think of it.
Oh.
When Shuri is fixing Vision in Infinity War,
What?
she says, "Well, why didn't you do whatever?" And Banner goes, "Because we didn't think of it."
Okay, so you take out across the prehistoric plains. Dinosaurs attack you a few times, but at this point, you know how to deal with them. And for the most part, it involves shooting at them until they either give up or die, or if they don't, because the big dinosaurs you can shoot at all day and they don't seem to really even notice. Like the Tyrannosaurus, for example.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even seem to register that you're shooting at it or stabbing it. It's just
No, they get a firewall protocol.
well, that helps. And then eventually you just outrun it. So and then various other weird places come and go. You see the floating spheres that have cities in them that you passed once before that are up floating in multicolored clouds and have small buzzy sort of aircraft flying between them.
Yeah, one day we're going to go visit them.
Okay.
But not on the way to the Hag, or she's going to get impatient and go ahead and steal something else from the town. Because, God, this woman just cannot. It's, it's like she doesn't understand time dilation.
You pass through an area that looks like ginormous mushrooms. Like, literally ginormous. Like,
Those are
you, on this picture, would be very tiny down at the bottom of one of these. There's just a huge mushroom forest. And you pass through that for a while, and you see some weird stuff,
Well,
but nothing really bothers you.
I said, well, spiffy.
There's like small and large fungus creatures kind of moving around, but assuming you don't approach anything, they don't approach you either, and you just pass through.
Yeah,
Let's see.
luckily our biologist isn't here, so we don't have to take samples.
You hit a deserty sort of area, and you pass this.
cool.
I waved back.
There's not a person standing next to it. That's just for scale.
No, that's okay. I waved back.
Man.
You never know who's under that sand.
You wave with the hand. Okay, that's cool. A couple of days go by.
When the giant stone golem awakens from under the desert, he's going to remember the one dude who waved at him.
Eventually, you reach the grasslands between the regular forest and the haunted forest. And there's a creek that kind of goes between the two. And you get back to the House of the Dragon. I'll show you that too. Why not?
I think now that we know the time dilation, I think we're not looking to stop once we start time dilating.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my thing. I want to keep this trip under like a year or
Yeah.
so. Like I say, Ty will start looking more and more like that photo every day.
Or we can find a way to travel a whole lot faster. One of the two.
Okay, so what do you do?
Keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, are we cutting a path through the haunted forest, or
Fastest way there.
how are we transporting this thing?
Well, perhaps if we're invited, maybe we'll be okay with all the monsters. The guards.
What's your plan?
Yeah, how does
I'm thinking we're invited, so we'll be okay.
I'm I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I think the haunted forest has its own set of stuff, but
You think they don't work for her, but they're the same.
I don't think
They're
they
the
work.
same Grey Guard deals.
I'm not sure they work for her because the teddy bear confused her rather than upset her.
All right, so I'll text
Seymour.
Seymour. Thank you. I'll text Seymour. Hey, so we're here. Do we need to worry about the monsters on the road, or can we just drive on by?
You get a reply back within a few minutes. It says, "You'll need to be more specific.
We're at
What
the
monsters? What monsters are you talking about?"
The Dread Guard, the what? The what all did we see? The Dread Guard.
house through the haunted forest.
Yeah, I said that. The road through the haunted forest. I guess okay. So I'll specify from the Dragon Inn.
Oh, the haunted forest is outside the hag's control, so you will need to be on your guard there. But if you stay on the path, the threats should be manageable.
So can't we just drop this off here and let Sharon carry it?
I like how you're using your given name. That's great.
Well, wait. You're at the House of the Dragon now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go see what the hag wants to do.
Okay.
Doc, not wanting to make any suggestions that you may have already thought of, but have you ever thought of putting some kind of like hover or flight capability on the crawler? That way we could just go over the haunted forest.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes. From the perpendicularizer. See, the problem was generating enough thrust.
Well, you've got those three big power sources, you Nick.
Yeah, no. If I use the same anti-grav technology from those kiosk carts that I use for the perpendicularizer, then I may be able to get it to go that high.
Well, you don't want it to go too high; the harpies will attack it.
Yeah, no, treetop, but like a Coanda effect wouldn't do a treetop run.
Okay.
I would actually need more like an Achronoplan kind of ground effect craft to do a treetop run.
Well, that's easy enough. They're loud as hell, though.
Yeah, I'd rather do it quietly so that we don't get attacked by harpies. So, but if I can refit some of this anti-grav stuff from those floating kiosks.
You remember the 1950s copy of the War of the Worlds that they made?
With the telescoping legs?
No, with the invisible telescoping legs. Like they were made out of energy or something. I'm not quite sure why they did it for the movie, but they did. The floating tripod, Martian tripods didn't have legs. They were just a kind of a ripple effect on the film.
Oh goodness! I'm glad I never saw that movie. That sounds terrible.
Have you never seen? Wait. Donald, have you never seen this movie?
I have seen the old stuff.
The George Powell War of the Worlds.
George Powell.
That's an easy one to find.
That's the 1950s?
Yeah. Early 1950s.
Yeah, the George Powell I did see.
Okay. The saucer, the Martian saucer war machines, I think they're called them Martian war machines in that movie. They actually don't fly. They ride on three, magnetic pillars of force, essentially.
Yep.
Which are invisible for most of the movie.
Somehow in my young brain they became the three I don't remember that because somehow in my young brain when I saw the movie they became the three legs that I had read in the book.
I actually have a model of a Martian war machine from that movie here that I've not yet assembled. Actually, most of my models have not yet been assembled. Someday when I'm...
I have like 8 boxes of Legos, man.
Anyway, the point being, he's suggesting, Erlang is suggesting maybe not literally flying, per se, but suspending the vehicle on beams of force. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is what I think of as the Martians.
Well, these are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, these are the ones in my brains, which honestly would work great for going through the haunted forest. You would just walk across the treetops. You know, those spindly little legs that just poke down through the trees, and anything that tried to attack you would get skewered. But okay. Yeah, no, with the stuff that we just picked up from the hospital, I think I can arrange that. Right, Brandon?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Okay.
Plus, you spent points on vehicles, and that gives you, vehicles.
Okay,
So, there you go.
We bypassed the haunted forest and sorry, Brandon. We bypassed the haunted forest.
No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, the dome force, but you should watch this movie again. It's a great movie. The dome force fields over the Martian war machines and the legs that keep them off the ground are both invisible for like 99% of the movie. They only show up from time to time as like a flicker or when something's hitting them.
Okay,
So it's actually a very cool effect, very subtle. You know,
yeah, no,
it's
I'm
surprisingly cool for a 1950s movie.
Because I saw it, of course it was on VHF back when I was a kid. But I had already read the book a couple of times by then.
Oh yeah, as had we all.
And so I remember seeing the telescopic legs walking
Actually,
along.
hang on. This is one of the few.
Did Ray Harryhausen work on one of these? Because it was very Ray Harryhausen looking in my memory, in my decades.
I don't think he worked on this one, but I could be wrong. All right, see the flickers underneath this?
Yeah.
That's as much as you ever saw of the beams of force holding them up. Where these, you can see the 3 lines coming from it.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah,
Actually, very
cool.
It
being a relatively cool effect for a 1950s monster movie.
Yeah, amazingly subtle for a 1950s movie.
I will definitely have to go and watch that again. Like I say, it's been so many decades, my brain replaced it with what was already in my brain from the books, I guess.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Or you could just walk through the haunted forest and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
All right.
So. Yes, we will anti-grav our way across the treetops.
You do that. A portion, and you aim toward Crag Keep in the distance, because it's like 5 miles of forest, so it takes you a while to cross. Not a long while, but a while. And at one point you pass like not cleared exactly, but less filled area of trees, like there's more sparse. And you see a big creature perched in the trees with like its wings like a cloak around it, and it looks up at you as you go past above it with burning red eyes, and it just watches you go past.
So it's not Orson.
It is not Orson.
Okay.
Can you take a look at it? Can I see some details on the thing?
Hang on.
Is it a giant ugly vulture, or?
It is not a giant ugly vulture. Let me see if I can find like a.
I am preferring we not cause trouble at this point.
I just want to know what it looked like.
Hang on.
Oh yeah.
I tend not to poke things that can outfly me. So.
Oh, here we go. Let's try this. View image. Oddly enough, when you try to peer into the shadows around it, you can't.
Oh, okay.
And it looks, as it's looking up at you, kind of like this.
Oh, cool.
That is not in the least bit creepy.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be thinking about that when I go to bed tonight.
Well, you pass by. It doesn't chase you or anything.
Okay, I'll give it a wave.
That's good.
Captain Arrows waved at the statue. I'll wave at the scary thing.
Yeah, not chasing us is actually my preference when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So you leave it behind you, and you feel much better.
I'll poke it with a stick.
Of course, as you get close to the edge of the haunted forest, there's like another area that's less filled with trees, and you can kind of see to the ground, and you see the same creature perched in a tree, watching you as you go by. Just watches you as you go by.
Let's hope that A, there are two of them, and B, they never meet each other.
No,
No, you
that's
know
not-
it's the same one. It's the same
Okay.
one.
It is. We know it's the same one. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
However, you pass over the edge of the haunted forest, and now you're at the craggy, rocky coast kind of area. Like water comes in and then goes out, and there's lots of rocks. It's very jagged. Sort of things people leap off of cliffs onto in movies.
Ah.
And then there's that causeway that zigs and zags and curves and snakes up to Crag Keep. And then halfway there's a town full of statues.
Yeah, I suppose we'll motor on up.
All right.
I mean, she's expecting us. She's not, if she sends out Dreadguard to slow us down, I'm gonna have a talk with her about resource management.
Do you land back on the ground to go up the causeway, or do you stay on your magnetic legs of force?
I'm kind of not inclined to give up the ability to fly in case we need to make an escape from whatever she gets into her little head.
Well, you have magnetic legs of force. Why not use them?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll, but close to the ground. Make it look like the hovercraft. We're just not making the noise of the whooshing air.
It makes a noise. It's just not as loud as a hovercraft. It's more like a
Yeah.
like a pulsy sort of sound. Hey, Sebastian.
Yeah, but we're like fairly close to the ground, so it doesn't look like we're traveling high above. We just like the same distance we were off the treetop. That's how far we stay off the causeway.
Okay.
How about that?
You pass a number of squads of dread guards and then dread guard commanders.
Mm-hmm.
They don't engage you, and you're bigger than they are, so when you approach a group of them, they move off to one side so you can go past.
I give them a salute.
They just stand there. They don't salute back. They just stand there.
Hey, they're smarter than their predecessors. I gotta give them that. Some kind of respect.
Maybe she's improving the breed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the last bunch really would have been brighter to have done the same thing.
Wow. You get to Crag Keep.
Yes.
It looks like this, in case you forgot. Dun, dun, dun. And as you approach, the clouds are roiling above, and there's like lightning bolts.
Man, she just goes all out on the theme, doesn't she?
And
Yeah.
just as you get to the front,
Measures.
just as you get to the drawbridge, you feel plop, 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 and then in the space of about 15 seconds, it's torrential rain.
I bet there was a jacuzzi or even a decent bathroom in that entire place.
Yeah, no. No, I'm not sure it is. Well, yeah, it probably is. I probably don't want to fight her over this. I'll just have the hood go up. The roof extends, and now we're protected. Nobody's getting wet.
You put up the roof.
Yeah.
At the drawbridge are the doorkeepers.
Back the truck up. Back the crawler up. Complete with the beep. 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 Beep.
You have to do like a 3-point turn to like turn around on the causeway.
We're on energy legs. It's more like a rotation.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you do that. They move to either side of the drawbridge, and it boom comes down.
Okay.
At which point, a whole bunch of Dreadguard come out and stand there waiting. Like a dozen of them.
Open the cargo bay of the truck and tell them, I believe your mistress wants this.
They climb up into the truck, slowly, awkwardly, like marionettes. And they pick it up and get it, leverage it down and off and into the castle.
Okay. Load up. Tell Isco. Let Seymour know the package has been the package has been delivered.
You hear this?
Okay. I hit record this time.
I'm sorry, what?
I hit record this time. I'm going to have that on tape. Back to it.
Is it live or is it?
And then in front of you, purple smoke starts spinning and building up, and then it spins around and like dissipates, and then she's standing there on the drawbridge.
Isco, belay that order.
And
Nice 1940s movie effects.
And she says, you did it. I'm surprised.
Told you.
That gave you trouble? I thought it just wasn't worth your bother.
I was unclear. I'm not surprised you got it. I'm surprised you gave it to me. I thoroughly expected you to betray me and keep it for yourself. Sharon's halfway to Tranquility now to take Georgie back.
Well, tell her to turn around.
Please.
It'd be so much easier just to get Georgie back now that I have this.
Except then we would have to burn your castle to the ground and kill everyone inside, including you. And nobody wants that.
They're skeletons. You can't kill them. I can just make more.
Orson, Seymour, you, easily killable.
Who wants to make a persuasion roll?
To be perfectly honest, Brandon, I don't.
Diplomacy?
Let's see. What is
Diplomacy,
diplomacy? Yes.
Yeah, it's
manipulation, performance.
th-
Which one? do you
this
want?
persuasion is manipulation. So who wants to make that roll?
You know what?
You don't either.
Wake up, give me super presence.
No, I don't think so. I think
No?
it's outside your purview.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, while this is happening, Brandon,
Sure, they all go into angry mode. It's a really impressive sight. No. Wait. Lightning strikes behind me as I look at her to make my point. How about that for some super presence?
She can do lightning too, though. See.
I'll make sure that I step off of the crawler and I'm on solid ground before anything actually starts happening.
Yeah. You know,
I'm not making it look like I'm spreading out the flanker, but I'm kind of.
Okay.
Who wants to make the manipulation roll to try to convince her not to steal Georgie back?
It was either, okay, depending, it's a 13 if I can't use my power level, a 17 if I can.
Okay. Let's see what she gets. Oh, yeah. You win.
Oh, okay.
By one. Wow. By one. So you guys essentially make the case that it would be in her best interest not to steal Georgie back, because it would be a bigger problem than she wants to deal with.
Yeah,
I mean, that may not be the way you put it, but that's how she interprets it. Yeah, that's how she interprets
yeah.
it. And she's like, fine.
And look.
She turns on to the castle. She turns to the castle and she says, "Orson!" And her voice reverberates throughout the castle. And way above you, a vulture pokes his head out a window and says, "Yes, my mistress." She says, "Call Sharon. Tell her to come back." He's like, "Are you sure?" And she says, "Shut up and do it." And he's like, "Yes, mistress." And he-
Wait. This is Sharon. Tell her to come back without George.
That's a good point. Orson! Yes, mistress. Without the piano. Say it 3 times. Without the piano. Without the piano. No, not to me, idiot. Jesus. To Sharon. Tell. Just. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Tell Sharon 3 times to come back without the piano.
It's your working
Yes,
environment,
mistress.
isn't it?
I'm sorry, what?
It's your working environment, isn't it?
These people.
Oh, I trust me. I know. I had a third mate that was just like that. It was like, how soon can I get this voyage over?
I
Right?
kind of feel bad for them. I mean, Orson and Seymour both got smarter when we got here. Sharon got dumb enough to make up for both of those.
Really, Orson got smarter when you got here.
You didn't know Orson before.
Oh, okay, good point.
All right. So she looks back at the Dread Guard who have since carried the whatever it is out of sight. She goes, "Okay, I've got what I want. You got what you want." Oh, it's not raining on her, by the way. There's like there's a space around her of about 2 meters around that is dry where she's standing, and it is pouring rain everywhere else. It just goes around.
I've got a canopy. Same for me.
Yeah.
I look good wet or dry. So
Don't really care either way.
So she says, "All right, somebody make a diplomacy roll."
I've got 4 little robots standing on my shoulders holding a piece of canvas. That's my environmental.
Who would like to make a diplomacy roll?
nope, still not doing it.
I will try it again, I suppose.
I thought Isco had expert in diplomacy.
Right, but
I have it, but I don't have expert, so I could try it.
What are we trying to be diplomatic about, though?
Yeah, who's the expert? Let's all back them up.
Well, it's going to be me, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. what are we talking about?
At this point, the diplomacy roll is to avoid her just incinerating you for fun. It's essentially what's going on now. It's just to be friendly and engaging to the point where she doesn't want to destroy you.
Well, that's something Anna's got.
Because all things. Okay, wait, one at a time. Dr. Anna?
Anna's not. Dr. Anna's not particularly antagonistic. She's not going to intentionally antagonize people and like certain people in the group.
And she is quite fascinating just as a person.
Yeah.
I believe she has. Yeah.
What were you saying, Craig?
So it's being a bit deferential, maybe sucking up a little bit, just being neighborly, non-threatening.
Whatever you find comfortable.
Sure. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, not great. 8.
I'll give it a try. Fascinating in diplomacy.
Oh, all right. Roll some dice.
Where'd you go? Damn it! I should have kept that 6 on the floor. Yeah, I only rolled like a 6.
Wow, you guys are just not winning her over.
Oh, we have not read the book.
Hey, Donald, he's gone.
He must have went to the bathroom.
I don't think.
And Erlang is just standing over there hoping shit goes
I'm
hits the fan.
literally waiting for the shit to hit the fan so that I can talk. And yeah, any attempts of diplomacy on my part are just going to make things worse. Intentionally.
Okay, so I need to roll diplomacy, do I?
If you don't, Erlang may get his wish.
A 10, unless I can use my power level. Unless I can use my power.
No, but that's good enough.
Okay.
She like looks at you guys, like she's clearly thinking about. You're right here. I could totally ruin all of you right now.
Yeah.
On the other hand, okay, so you can like almost see the wheel spinning in her head, and she's looking over at Erlang. She's thinking, "Man, that guy wants to go to it right this minute. Man, I can just lean in his direction, and the fight is on."
Mhm.
Have you eaten? She says.
Back in Tranquility.
And you
Yeah,
know, rations and dried dinosaur jerky since then.
I'm not sure you understand. Do you understand the time dilation that's going on in this?
Time is weird. I know that.
Yeah, like how long had it been for you
Since we left.
Since what?
Since we left.
for to get the Eye of Odin?
A few weeks.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Really?
It's been about half that time for us.
Yeah.
It's been about
Really?
half the time for us, and it's been
Months.
about a year and a half, 2 years for our home base.
Huh. That's weird. So, have you eaten?
Not recently.
Oh,
No,
recently.
I'm in a bit of a hurry to get back before my young ward becomes my elderly ward.
All right, fine. That's fine too.
Well,
Well, thanks to your.
I'm not turning down the invitation. I'm just saying it needs to be a quick snack at best. I do apologize.
I have really good cooks.
Hmm.
You're welcome to stay if you want. Have dinner. I promise not to poison you.
Yeah, no death flower, none of that good stuff.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing you've run into? Death flowers?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, yes.
Are they like the big kind that eat you? Because I do have some of those.
No, but I'm hoping that they make good rum.
I don't think mine make good anything. They basically just eat things that walk past.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, I don't.
Smaller plants for certain. More like pharmaceutical effects.
Oh, like poppies.
Yeah, somewhat, yes. That's
Like
a
in that
very-
movie. All right. Like Wizard of Oz.
That's a good.
Poppies will make them sleep. She says like this. Anyway, if you want, I haven't eaten yet. I was
You're
going to
a
have dinner.
bomb fan. Lyman Balm. Frank Lyman Balm. The Oz.
Oh, yeah. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Return to Oz, TikTok, The Hungry Tiger.
Oh, yeah. The sequel. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
yet.
the book.
It was at the theater when we came here, but I didn't get to see it. I heard it was weird. Anyway, if you guys want dinner, I'll give you dinner. If not, that's fine. We can part as not friends, but respected antagonists, and I can find some way to make your lives horrible some other day.
Yeah, no,
Thanks.
I would like to have a quick snack with you. Actually, our last encounter, when I edited the footage, it left you looking kind of like a villain, and then I think that.
Oh, I am the villain. I'm the bad guy.
I think the audience would appreciate more of an anti-hero. You are doing these things for your own just causes rather than just to be the villain.
Oh no! I'm the villain. I'm the bad guy.
No, but you're protecting Orson, you're protecting Sharon. I'd like to get more of your side of going.
It sounds so lame when you put it that way. No, my goal here is to make your lives miserable. It just so happens I haven't had dinner and you're here. And what the hell? Come have dinner with me.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm tired of talking. She turns around and walks back into the castle.
Okay. Well, I gave you the opportunity. At least we know when she's from now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She's quite avant-garde for her time.
Do
I'm
you
impressed.
follow her into the castle, or do you leave?
What do you guys think?
I think we can learn. I think we can learn more about the place. We should follow her.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Lloyd?
I said enough talking. I'll follow her into the castle.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cough in your ears. You saw this earlier, but I'll describe again. Immediately inside the drawbridge is a very large room. Off to one side is an even larger room that is essentially a garage. A medieval garage for horses and wagons and carriages and that sort of thing. And the land crawler will easily fit in that area. There are skeletons dressed as groomsmen who are there to take care of it. They don't seem to know what to do with it. They look for reins, and they don't see any reins. But when you park it, they get out brushes and start brushing it. So there's that. She goes up a huge 20-foot wide curved staircase that goes up and 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 up. Passes by a large ballroom on one side that you can see through a huge arched doorway. Erlang has been there in that room. There's a band in there waiting to play music. They're still waiting. And she goes past that into what is a huge dining room type area. It has tapestries hanging from ceilings 60 feet up, and lots and lots and lots and lots of candelabras and torches on the walls. It's fairly brightly lit for a place that's lit by flames. And then on either side, there's several fireplaces. There's a big long table with roast pig and roast turkey and roast duck and roast other things. You're not sure what they are. They've got like too many legs to be anything you recognize. And bowls of this and bowls of that and breads and fruits and vegetables and all sorts of shit. And waiters who are skeletons who have bottles of wine that go around and refill your glass. And she sits down and starts eating.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the only polite thing to do.
Yep.
On the way up, I do mention to my compatriots, I figured out why she's not impressed by us. She dates reality TV.
That makes sense.
Yep.
She's wasn't missing anything.
Hey, I used to work on the crew, and I didn't watch the damn show.
Yep,
Oh, who here has culture?
I do. I have that.
I will give this to you for free.
Right.
If you want to roll, I'll give you an exact year. But even without rolling, I'll tell you, Return to Oz, which she said was in theaters when she came here, was mid-1980s.
Oh.
It was 1985 because that was the summer I got my driver's license.
But Captain Harris doesn't know that.
No. Captain Harris isn't quite the Lyman Frank Bone fan, though. Yeah.
What'd you say, Lloyd?
I said they made a movie called Return to Oz.
Yeah, had Fruza Balk. She's like 8 years old. Adorable. She's adorable. Also, the movie is weird as shit.
I vaguely remember
It is a
it, yeah.
deeply fucked movie. It is weird as hell.
It's this weird mashup of Marvelous Land and Ozma, if you know the books.
No, not really.
It's like, and it's not like they made one and then the other. It's like they fused them.
Okay.
They did this whole, like, Asian Spanish fusion cuisine thing to two of the Oz books, and not two of the more normal Oz books.
It is weird as hell. They bring a couch to life.
Yep.
It's hi, I'm a couch and I'm sentient. Why did you create me? Kill me, destroy me, please. Like, it's like that level of just weirdness. And the villain has a wardrobe full of heads that she puts on. It's just fucking weird. Anyway, so dinner. She doesn't really talk a lot, but she's perfectly happy to listen to you if you want to talk.
Goodness, Piper Laurie was amped out.
Sometime during the course of dinner, Brandon, I've just asked her a question: is like, where she developed her philosophy at this place?
What do you mean?
Is it based on any evidence?
Based on what?
Is it based on any evidence? You seem to think that you and your minions and us are the only real people here.
No. There's other real people. The guy who you kicked out of that town.
Cyril.
Was that his name? Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Edgelord. Yeah.
Yes.
He was real. No.
But you're saying, like the people of the town that we come from, or the Chinese village, or the village that's further down the road, those people aren't real.
Yeah, that's just the setting.
Okay, what evidence do you base this on?
Okay.
See, persuade me that you're right, please.
You should put down the massive turkey leg she was chewing on. Okay, and wipes off her hands on a linen napkin that has like spiders embroidered around the edge. Okay, look. You remember being a real person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also remember being the guy in the gold armor who can fly, right?
Right.
Setting people? The NPCs? No, she doesn't use NPCs. She's not a gamer. Background characters. The background characters, they only have the memories of who they are. That's it.
And that makes them less than human.
Well, they're just background characters. They're not people.
So you're saying that basically anybody who isn't like one of us is not a real person, and therefore you can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah. They're just there to flesh out the setting.
How do you know that?
Yeah, but they
We're so wrong, and you're enslaving hundreds of people for a whim.
I haven't
They
enslaved anybody, as far as I know.
they
I haven't
dream,
enslaved
they hate, they love, they are
No. They only pretend to.
of flesh. How are they not real?
They don't actually do any of that. They just pretend to.
And you're basing this on what evidence?
Because they're just the background characters. They don't have the memories of the real world.
So you're using circular logic. You're saying because they are background characters, they don't feel because they're background characters.
I forgot to add the mixer.
Ooh.
Not bad. Pretty good brandy.
That should tell you all right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'll clear you out.
Whew. So she's like, okay, you're calling it circular logic. What makes you think they're actual people?
Because they live, they love, they hate.
Actual real people.
Yeah, they live, they die, they love, they hate.
They think, therefore they are.
They are people. Yes, Cartesian.
They have.
No, they only act that way.
No, Cartesian.
They're written that way, if you want to put it that way.
Nice. I'm afraid the river is a bit too wide to cross at this point.
Cognito ergo sum, the origin of all geometry.
How do you know they think at all?
Cognito ergo, because Tandy was able to make rum after I asked for it. She thought about how to make rum.
No, she only pretended to, because that's how she's written.
Cognito ergo sum. What I see is my evidence.
How
I think
wait?
it's Cogito, isn't it? Cogito?
How she's written? Who's doing writing?
They're characters. They're not people.
They
Really?
think they
I
feel,
mean,
they
how
love.
do you know they? Okay, wait. Take
They
a step back. Take a step back. How do you know they think? Okay, there are cars.
Because
There are cars. I'm not sure what time you're from. Wait. Let me say this.
there are
This
cars
is my
that drive-
castle. Let me say this.
There are cars.
There are
that drive-
cars where I come from. When the door's open, it says a door is ajar. It doesn't think. It's just saying what it's been made to say. So what makes you think that they're any different?
What makes you think they aren't?
because
Other than the fact that you're a solipsist.
when I left a friend
I like
of mine
guys.
to go get the, wait, Billy. When we left Tranquility to go get the Eye of Odin, upon my return, someone there had invented improvements to some of my devices.
Was it a real person or a character?
What you would qualify as a character, best I can tell.
Look, I don't
Whole cloth invention.
really want to argue with you. I think we're at a pretty good level here that we can go back to being enemies after dinner. Okay? But right now, can we just have dinner?
Yeah, okay. I would really like to see your side of it.
Okay, look.
I think you're not exploring all of the possibilities.
I think you're assuming too many things. When next time you're in this town or some other town, there's another one down. If you go through the Connor Forest and turn west, there's a town there.
3 or 4 there if you include the non-human.
The space settlers. So talk to them and listen to what they say. Do they say new things, or are they just saying what fits their character? And I think you'll realize that what you're dealing with are not people. They're like characters in a show.
So do you think Georgie's a person?
Mm-mm. Obviously not. George's a piano.
But he thinks.
What makes you
He reasons. He is the thinking machine, yes?
Oh, yes. The prophecy says that he's a thinking machine. So maybe he's a person. Fine.
Okay.
I mean, it explicitly referred to a thinking machine, not a piano. The only reason I know that it's the piano is because of the way the prophecy is written. It's clearly a piano. I mean, come on. I've got keys, but not a lock. I mean.
Oh,
yeah.
That one's like so 18th century, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, gee. Oh, you just don't know. The other two took forever to figure out.
Oh, really?
Ages and ages. Oh, you guys have only been here how long? Like 6 months, a year, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I've been here for a lot longer than that, and it has taken me forever just to figure out. Well, the Eye of Odin took forever. The one before that, the cube, the Chaos Cube, that made no sense. That made no sense. It's a cube that opens doorways to pain.
Really? That didn't.
Yes.
Oh wait, you go to movies and you don't read, right? Because that's Clive Barker.
I don't know who that is, but I'll take your word for it.
There's going to be a movie in your future called Hellraiser. But
I've never heard of that.
Okay, yeah, no, it's the Cenobite cube. It's the cube of all.
Wait,
all that
about yay big and has like brass designs on each side, and it's the same on opposite sides, and you can kind of move it. It's kind of like a Rubik's cube, but you can it lifts up and it spins and then goes back down, and then chains and hooks and blood and weird shit.
Yeah. That's straight out of Clive Barker. That one's easy.
Oh wow. Well, you would have saved me like 3 years worth of work if you'd been around.
You see, this is why we should be working together.
Huh.
By the way, your goal, I assume, is getting back home, yes?
Why would you think that?
Oh, well, good point. What is the prophecy? Please.
I think dinner's ended. I've had enough, and I think you have too. You need to go.
Yeah,
Although...
I do apologize, ma'am.
She stands up. She says, there is something else you could do for me. What could I do for you in exchange? You seem to care about the town of statues. Do you want me to turn them back to people?
That'd probably be a...
Depends on the price, but that seems a polite thing to do.
there's one more part to the... You don't need to know. There's one more object I'm looking for.
Hey, Brandon,
Yes,
this room that we're in,
it's huge.
lots of servants scurrying back and forth, or
Well, they're skeletons, but yeah.
okay.
Is that all you want to know?
Yep. At some point while we're leaving, it is my intention to make sure that her attention is elsewhere and then to shapeshift into a skeleton.
Ooh, you sneaky bastard. I'm looking for something. Oh, I found it. Hang on. She says, there is one other thing that I want, and she's actually focused pretty exclusively on Captain Harrows at this point. If you were to turn into a skeleton now, or just like get up, says, I'll be right back, and then wander
Right.
away and then turn to a skeleton, she
Correct.
may or may not, she might not notice.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah. I'll do that and I'll excuse myself.
Make a stealth roll, and she will roll against you and see if she notices. Mwahaha. You think you can fool me in my own castle? Mwahaha.
This is what, just 2d6?
Yeah. Plus, for stealth is usually agility
Agility, okay.
versus her reason for noticing you.
13.
Lucky you, on my 2 dice, I rolled 3. So even though I am the king badass of this part of the universe, I did not notice you turning into a skeleton, fucker.
Okay.
You're
She's
gonna
overly
mess up my master villain.
She's overly confident in her own demeanor.
She's awesome at what she does, but nobody's perfect. Meanwhile, to Captain Harrows and whoever's sitting next to him, she's like, it's called... Where is it called? The Pashu Patastra. And that's what she's very careful to pronounce it correctly. The Pashu Patastra. And she says, here's
Is
the thing.
In or Hindi?
I'm sorry, what?
The base language.
Hindi. Well, she doesn't know. You know it's Hindi.
Okay.
She
Because it
doesn't
sounds-
know. She has no idea what it is.
it
All she
sounds
knows
very much
is
like
where it
the-
is and what it's called.
Yeah, okay.
You know it's Hindi. And you got culture, right? And linguist?
No, Anna does.
Oh. Anna's got... Okay, so you don't know. Screw you. Anna knows. Dr. Anna knows.
I have linguists, so I can pick out what a language is.
Okay, you know it's Hindi. You know it's Hindi. Dr. Anna knows that the Pashupatastra in Hindu mythology is the most destructive personal weapon of Shiva. It can be targeted with the eye, the mind, the hand, or the breath. And in one blow, it can destroy everything and everyone in the universe. It is the most powerful weapon in Hindu mythology. Which is why it's never used. It's basically it's a doomsday weapon. It's
Sounds a little,
do what I want because I have the Pashupatastra and you dare not make me use it.
sounds
It's-
like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Worse than that because that only killed 50% of people. This kills 100%.
That was more because what he wanted it to do. They could have done other things, right?
Yeah. Anyway, the Pashupatastra, most powerful weapon in Hindu mythology.
Does Anna share that?
Well, I'm sure she doesn't do it in front of the hag, no, but she knows. So she says,
Because if she did, I had a reaction for the hag. I
out
was
of
going to
curiosity,
shout,
what would your reaction be?
Oh, that prophecy. And see what her reaction is.
Hey, you don't know where she's getting these prophecies. That's a question you could ask, but you haven't asked.
That's what I was hoping, that she would be shocked enough to feed us a little more information.
So she says, if you retrieve that and bring it back to me, I'll turn that entire town full of statues back into people. And I won't turn them back into statues afterward. Unless they really irritate me. And even then, only the people who irritate me. And she thinks that is a very magnanimous gesture. You can tell by the way she says it.
We will consider it.
All right. Well, I'll withhold the location and other information until you agree. Give it some
Sounds
thought.
fair enough. Thank you for the wonderful dinner. As you said, your cooks are fantastic.
Yeah, you'd be amazed for skeletons. I mean, they don't eat, but they can cook like hell.
I know, right? I got to teach
Weird.
my maids to cook. Really,
Thanks for bringing the eye, and it's been nice having this chat.
it's a fantastic honor.
As long as, just so you know, we're still enemies. My goal is still to make your lives difficult. Now, you'll always win, but the fun part is making you miserable in the meantime.
Fair enough.
It's fun being a villain. All right, go.
Yeah. On the way out, I go. So what? Black flag, damned, rites of spring, freeze.
What?
Punk
She just
bands.
gives you a blank look.
I'm giving her early to mid '80s punk bands.
She doesn't recognize any of them.
Okay.
She has the same reality as us. Like
You don't know that, but she doesn't recognize any of those bands.
my theory.
I'm just not into that type of
She
music.
gives
Really.
me a blank look. I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were into punk from your look."
Oh no, yuck! It's not even music.
Oh, well, then forgive me.
I like Thompson Twins personally. Hold me now, bum 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 bum.
I go into the video. You want me to roll?
No, I want you to go.
Okay.
This has been nice.
She
But we need to
realizes
focus-
that we're harmonizing and cuts it off, right?
Yeah. This has been nice. But remember, we're enemies, and tomorrow I'll give you safe passage to the edge of the haunted forest. Okay? No harpies, no Trigard, no nothing. Just go home. But tomorrow, we're enemies again. Okay?
Don't come after our friends, these villages where we've made friends. Otherwise, we're going to have to come after you.
Well, that's what I want you to do.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page. You know,
Glad to hear it.
And I do apologize for my friends killing your friends. We know it's going to happen. I'm sorry in advance.
What do you mean?
Oh, you caused us trouble. We caused you trouble. I'm sorry. I got a bunch of bloodthirsty killers on my hands. It's
Nobody-
not me. But yeah. Remember,
Characters can all die. They don't matter. There'll be more characters the next day. Real people, you don't kill them. That's not right.
Okay, you say there will be more the next day. I am going to go work up a census that may alter your view on that. But and you know what? Some of us have killed real people before we came here and are not adverse to it. Remember,
Seriously?
remember, we're the good guys.
That's weird.
You've never had someone lay lifeless in your hands in the real world?
No.
Oh. It's not a happy thought. And remember, we're
Have
the
you
good
considered maybe you're not one of the good guys?
How about, remember my whole thing about anti-hero where there are no good and bad guys? People are simply
No.
doing
The
things.
good guys are obviously good guys. They're
Okay.
happy. They have friends. You see where I live.
Yeah, that's us.
I'm a bad guy.
We're happy. We have friends. We just, sometimes we have to kill people, commit genocide, things like that. You do what you do.
I don't think you really understand how all this works, but I'm sure that as time goes on, you'll figure it out. I did.
Yeah, you're from before reality TV, so pardon us if we seem a little strange.
You wouldn't have missed reality TV, trust me.
No, you wouldn't have liked it, but it would have explained a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly it's bad people getting punished for being bad people, or bad people getting rewarded for being bad people.
Well, that's wrong.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why the whole villain thing doesn't work anymore. If the
The
audience
villain is there.
has someone,
Ah!
you know,
Ah! Talking to you is so frustrating. Look,
Yeah,
the purpose
yeah.
of the villain is to give the hero something to fight against and give the audience something fun to watch. And then at the end, the villain loses, the hero wins, and everything goes back to the way it was. And then the
So
next
then-
episode, it starts over.
so then the ice wizard would be the villain, the one trying to control everybody's minds. Or did you not read that part? Yeah.
Give me a minute.
She wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't ready for it. Give me a minute.
Oh, sorry. It seemed logical to me. She is one of the humans. The ice wizard wants to take over the minds of the humans.
She also just mentioned an
Give me a minute.
These were being watched.
If she needs, I'll show her footage.
Give me a minute. Oh, these names are all stupid. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, that's a good one. Wait, Izixar? Is what she says. About yay tall, glowing blue eyes, usually has like blue flame in one of its hands, or both.
Yeah.
He's really a show off.
Long claws, runs away from fire.
Yeah. How'd you. He's way far away from here.
Yeah, no, we did. I'm sorry, we had to take a little side trip on our way to getting the Eye of Odin. We had to ruin one of his plans to control your mind. Hope you don't take offense at us doing that. It was just kind of on.
No, he's an asshole. Feel free.
Yeah. That's why
He doesn't even get the whole villain thing.
We should probably be anti-heroes together against someone like that, right?
He's
But
he's far enough away that I don't really have to worry about him.
well, he's planning to take over the minds of everyone in the human lands. Just so you know.
Yeah, but they're just characters and they're way the hell gone.
He's also
No, he was. I met him. We have interacted with. We have fought against him already. He is not as far away as you think.
he's including the non-character people in this group.
I did say he was an asshole.
He's after us, and by extension, you, all in the human lands. And so, just be careful about him. He's more dangerous than you think. He almost succeeded last time.
Fine. If you say so. I really think you should go now.
Yeah, I agree.
She will escort you to the drawbridge and watch you get into the crawler, and then she will turn in place and walk away from the drawbridge as the drawbridge goes up. Meanwhile, there's a skeleton in the midst. What is going on with you, Lloyd?
Oh, I was just wandering around seeing what the other skeletons do. Getting an idea for their patterns.
The skeletons inside the castle are pretty much on autopilot. There's
Okay.
skeletons that sweep, and there's skeletons that cook, and there's skeletons that do other things skeletons need to do. There's skeleton guards who just kind of march around. Also, the skeletons that clean, after they're done cleaning a hallway, there are still cobwebs between the torches and the walls, and up in the corners. And the odd, like, skull on the floor or whatever. So
Yeah.
they clean, but only up to it's like they reset it to a preset baseline.
All right.
So that's weird. And there's-
When she comes back in, stay near where she is. So follow behind her as a cleaning skeleton. So if she notices me, she'll just notice a cleaning skeleton. And then change to another type of skeleton later on.
Oh, you sneaky bastard. Yeah, you can get like a broom from a sweeping skeleton and just like push it off into down the stairs. Clunk, 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 clunk. Scatter, scatter. All the bones just scatter as they fall down the stairs. No, you're sweeping. Yeah, that's actually... Damn it. I'm trying to think if there's like a way she would notice this. She has no reason to suspect that you are anything other than a skeleton, and they are literally everywhere. So, oh, Susan's calling. Hang on. She's going to bed. I'm going to pause the recording thing.
Oh.
Okay, so, yeah, there are skeletons literally everywhere. She has no reason to suspect you, so she doesn't even get a roll. It's not like she's got, like, detect shapeshifter sense up all the time. So, yeah, she roams around. She goes and checks on Orson. Orson is doing weird laboratory science kinds of things. They chat about that. She walks to the other end of the castle, where there is Seymour, the spider. Oh, you get to see Seymour the spider. You're the first person to actually see him. Want to see him?
Not particularly.
Well, I'm going to show you anyway.
I already got the scary specter owl thing with red glowing eyes stuck in my brain. Now you're going to show me spiders?
I like spiders. They're cool to look at.
Where is
I
the
just
spider?
realized I missed a really good opportunity with the hag.
What was your opportunity you missed?
When she said, "Are you sure you're the good guys?" I should have replied, "Well, we do always win."
Okay, here is Seymour. Dun dun dun. That's what Seymour looks like.
Wow.
Oh!
Seymour is
Awesome.
as big as Sharon. Seymour is huge. Like, if the hag were in this picture, she could fit between the floor and the bottom of Seymour's stomach. So Seymour is huge. But she talks to him like he's just another normal guy, and he talks back like, "Yeah, how you doing?" Like that.
Okay.
So, which is a little weird from a 12-foot tall spider thing. Whereas Orson is doing like Frankenstein's laboratory kind of stuff, Seymour is doing actual magic. Seymour has people in enormous glass cases that he's doing weird experiments with. And she asks him how things are going, and he tells her things he's done to people, which are truly fucking horrific. And she seems a little like when he tells her, but she's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Keep up with all that," and then leaves. He makes her uneasy, which is a little weird. And then she goes up to a long stairwell up a tower, of which there are numerous towers, to a big room, and there's a great big mirror on the wall. And she talks to it for a while, asking for clues about the door between worlds. And it speaks in riddles. It talks about the weapon that can be wielded with the eye, and this and that and the other. And she takes notes. And the thinking machine, which has keys but no lock, and so et cetera, et cetera. And there's another riddle that leads to the Eye of Odin, and you know the answer is the Eye of Odin because you've already found it. But if you didn't, it would be a really weird and confusing riddle. So, and she's asking are there any pieces that I don't know about yet? And essentially the riddle is that as long as those pieces exist, there are no more. Okay. Also in this room, underneath the glass case, is what is clearly a smashed Hellraiser cube. It's smashed. It's like broken pieces. And there's that. So, let's see. What else is going on? Oh, and she's got a huge canopy bed with lots of silk hanging down and gargoyles on the corner and that kind of weird shit. What would she do then? I don't know. You just follow her around while she does her normal stuff?
Basically, I'm trying to get an idea of what her motivations are, what her background is. I'm trying to figure out what makes her as weird as she is.
Goes back down to where Orson's lab is, and there's a machine. It's labeled viewing machine. It's labeled in letters this big. Viewing machine. It's a box, and out from that, that accordion, the silver accordion stuff that they do like air,
Dryer hose.
like dryer hose. Yeah,
Or
It's
like
like-
ductwork. Yeah.
yeah. There you go. It's like silver accordion type stuff. There's 2 of those coming up, and they lead to basically what it looks like a great big VHF ViewMaster, which she walks over to and looks into, and she like turns like this and looks around, and from time to time she says things like, "Show me the Aztec town." Okay, that's fine. Show me the people that just left. And she's like looking around. Okay. Show me that western town. Okay. Things like that. She does that for like, and she names lots of places you never heard of.
She
Okay.
checks on and makes sure Sharon is doing the right thing.
At some point she says, "Show me Sharon." Oh, Jesus. All right. You stupid bat. So she does this for like a good hour. And she goes off and does something else. She keeps busy.
Ooh.
Most of it seems kind of dull.
Ooh. And she seems like just a regular, relatively normal person during most of this, right?
Depending on your definition of normal, but yeah, sure.
Someone who would be susceptible to having somebody sneak up on them and bash their brains out with a
Yeah.
Okay.
You sneak up on her and bash her brains out?
No, I'm not quite at that stage yet.
I did warn her.
I'm saving that as a plan B.
I really did try to warn her.
That you're not all peaches and cream, you guys?
Yeah. Genocide is not beyond the realm of possibility with this crew. Murder is kind of a stepping stone.
Right. Meanwhile, the rest of you guys.
If I really wanted to freak her out, I'd have pointed a thumb at the fire elemental and say, "You know you've been in prison, right?"
The rest of you guys get to the end of the causeway and do your magnetic hover over the haunted forest. A couple of weird, you hear like screams from the haunted forest, but I'm assuming you don't follow up on them.
No real need.
Help me! Ah! Like that kind of
Yeah.
thing?
No.
Please! Please help!
Plant to me.
You're on your own.
That's heartless. You guys are heartless.
No, just well aware that's probably just a sound effect.
Yeah, no, we're just pragmatic.
I like to think this is busy rather than pragmatic.
So,
We have been kept busy, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
how long do you hang out in Crag Keep, Lloyd?
For a few hours, basically. I just want to get an idea of the where things are. So I know where the spider's lair is. I know where the vulture's lair is. I know where her lair is.
Yes.
And where like other things are located.
I
What's
keep,
the bulk of the rest of this place made up of? Just empty, spooky rooms?
Empty, spooky rooms, hallways, and stairs.
I keep a feed on his timestamp just so I know how much dilation is going on. If it gets too much, I gotta call him. But I'll let him do what he's gonna do if it's not too much.
You know, it wouldn't be all that hard to like move in here, and she'd never know it. She probably doesn't visit 9/10 of this place.
Yeah,
All right.
it's entirely possible.
Find a couple of places where I could possibly sneak in by flying, like windows that are unattended, things like that.
Literally dozens of them.
Okay, good.
None of the windows have glass. They're just open
Glass,
windows.
So if we need to sneak a mini nuke in, we sneak a mini nuke in.
It wouldn't even be difficult. Yeah, we just step one, catch the chicken. Got to get a mini nuke.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, no, we have.
As much as I am tempted to make the attempt, I'm not going to bash her brains in with a lamp, and I'll actually fly out and rejoin everybody else.
From everybody else's point of view, they get to wherever they got to, and you shut up.
Yep.
You've been gone, from your point of view, you've been gone for hours,
Okay.
like 5-6 hours. From their point of view, half hour tops.
Oh, there you go, Kevin.
I make records of the time dilation. It's got to make sense sooner or later.
It actually doesn't.
Oh, and I will report to them everything that I saw in the castle. Oh, by the way, your buddy, what is it, Seymour? Biggest, ugliest
Okay, that's a stretch, but okay.
figure I have ever seen. Like 30 feet tall, 40 feet long, shiny black carapace, just
What we need an even bigger boot to squash him under.
cornered the market on creepy and ugly.
But he sounds like Curly from the Three Stooges.
Yes.
Hey,
yes,
how
he
you
does.
doing?
I was thinking a couple of hundred
Yeah,
gallons.
wise guys.
I was wondering what happens if you hit him with a couple of 100 gallons of isopropyl alcohol.
Give it a shot.
For that matter, I wonder what that would do to Orson, too.
Well, when it comes right down to it, if you get the dropper on her, I don't think she's anything more than a normal human being.
Yeah, I noticed that bit about her spell casting. I think that if we can keep her from speaking, that might actually help.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I think we've already determined that she can actually cast spells without having to speak. But I'm talking about just walking up behind her and braining her with a half brick. I mean, if you can put her down in one shot, I'm reasonably certain that she's not much tougher than a person.
I call dibs on her broom.
But what?
Wow.
What
Guys
if
are
he has
cold.
defenses that we can't see?
That's the thing is, I wasn't going to attempt it by myself,
Yeah.
and I was kind of questioning the morality of just walking up behind her and stabbing her in the back.
Well, so actually, we bring that up, but hey, wouldn't I'm sorry, wouldn't Anna have some info on
Ah, yes.
what she's building?
Oh. Two things, which are completely up to you guys to share with everybody else. One, that Lloyd saw a Hellraiser box which was smashed to bits under a glass case.
Now, I'm repeating to these guys everything that I saw in there and like all of the dialogue that I can remember,
So
which was in the British Mirror.
I don't recall.
Why
if it was
bother? We've got
Hellraiser.
footage.
What is the box? What does it do?
Yeah, why bother? We've got footage. We're all weird body cams. We're TV guys.
Yeah, but it's faster than watching him wander around for 5 hours.
Okay, granted.
So to answer Isco's question, what does the box do?
And that's actually a great question.
It opens dimensions where bad things happen to you and you die.
Yes, it opens a doorway to hell where they take you to be one of them.
As I recall, it was kind of a stupid movie. A lot of my friends didn't like it. I saw the movie and thought it was the dumbest thing I'd seen in ages. But
The book was much better. The book was actually a love story. Well, if pain is love, then it was a love story.
Remind me to never read that book.
So if she has one of those and it's smashed,
Yeah, apparently
does exist here.
Yes, a fictional thing written by an author exists here.
Right. Yeah, no, I get that part, but does that mean maybe everything that could exist does exist here? Like an infinite amount?
Literally, it could.
Wow.
Everything that could exist here.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of being here. We're multidimensional. Anything is literally possible. Isco,
I hate to think that
you're a fire elemental.
I hate to think that
Yeah.
this is right.
And
What level of possible are we rating at?
I'm extremely possible. I started to get a little hotter, a little uncomfortable to be around. I'm extremely real as you are.
Just as a baseline, what are we laying as normal? So, you see my point. Anything that can exist, obviously, could.
As far as the Pashupatastra, it's a Hindu mythological weapon, and Dr. Anna can, if she chooses, recite a passage that describes it Would you like to? If so, I'll read it for you.
Sure, why not? If she hears us, she hears us. I wonder how much she'll understand anyways. I'm sure she's very she seems very smart, but riddles and such. You know.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, this is what Dr. Anna says. In I don't remember. I don't see what one of the big Hindu epic stories. Lord Shiva, the god of destruction, says, this is Lord Shiva speaking.
Mahabharata.
Yeah. Neither the chief himself of the gods, nor Yama, nor the king of the Yakshas, nor Varuna, nor Vayu knoweth it. How could men know anything of it? But, O son of Pritha, this weapon should not be hurled without adequate cause. For if hurled at any foe of little might, like a weak foe, it may destroy the whole universe. In the three worlds, with all their mobile and immobile creatures, there is none who is incapable of being slain by this weapon, and it may be hurled by the mind, by the eye, by the words, and by the bow.
Okay, I vote we don't give it to her.
It's a universe-destroying weapon, according to Hindu mythology.
Something else.
Yeah,
I
I
would
vote we don't give it to her.
So you're saying we don't give the button that destroys the universe to the bad guy? Okay, I'm down with that one.
So one of the things that I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry, Lloyd's character. I'm sorry, Erling. Yes, Erling. Thank you. That you mentioned was the prophecy, or something that you saw her, and the items that she's looking for. What I'm trying to get at is Georgie. I think it's still important, and I think she's still going to be looking to get him.
Yes, I tend to agree with you on that one. I just can't see a solution to that problem.
Okay. Make sure we're not overlooking that.
Yeah, apparently she is still looking for a number of artifacts that are scattered around this place.
Yes,
3. The number of artifacts is 3.
She has the bow, or she has the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs, what is it? The bow.
No, the Pashupatastra. It's a weapon. It's not actually described any more clearer than that.
It is.
It can be fired with a bow, or with the eye, or with the mind, or with words.
Oh, those are oars,
Yes.
not ands.
Right.
Oh, well then.
It's the history eraser button. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's looking for 3 objects. One is clearly Georgie. One is clearly the Eye of Odin. And one appears to be the Pashupatastra. However, from what she said during... Wait, was it she? I've lost track of it now. Oh, no, actually, no. She asked the mirror if there were any other parts she needed. And the mirror said, as long as these parts exist, there are no others.
We should destroy them.
If we destroy them, no, we should keep them from her. If we destroy them, then another shall appear. It will always be possible to do this. That's the point of a prophecy.
Okay.
If it were not always possible to do it, then it wouldn't be a prophecy. It would be a theory.
Yep. Okay.
It is implied, and she said something about this over dinner, but it is an offhand comment. It's implied that if you destroy something, one of them, something else will replace it.
Yeah.
For example, the Hellraiser box, which she did not know, she called it the Chaos Cube, which is apparently just how it was described to her. You guys knew it as the Hellraiser box. She didn't. She predates the movie. So
Man, we need to get
she
her-
apparently got it and destroyed it, which accomplished nothing. So, if it matters to you.
because it just made another thing.
Apparently.
So there's no stopping her by destroying it. We just need to keep it from her.
Or give it to her. What's the worst that could happen?
Or give it to her. But I'm inclined not to give it to her, except kind of what Erwang said about giving it to her.
give the universe-destroying weapon to the bad guy?
Yeah, right in the back
What's
of the
the
head.
worst that could happen?
Right in the back of the head, all unsuspecting like.
Oh.
Sure, if I looked around, I could find a half brick somewhere.
Aren't you guys better than that?
Apparently, they're not.
Thought so, yeah. Thought so, but then she brought up moral quandaries, and we start to question ourselves.
Well,
Yeah,
all the hack-
building some doomsday weapon that only she will control. We clearly got to do something about that.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, once you cross the line past genocide, then pretty much anything goes when it comes to taking it down. I mean, you transcend the rules at that point.
do you think she'd actually use it to destroy the universe?
No, to be perfectly honest, I think that she'd basically hold it over our heads because that's her job as far as she perceives it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her job is not to level the universe and kill everyone in it. Her job is to make us work for it to stop her.
And she will expect us to oppose her if she attains the device.
On
I
the,
hate to say it, but I'm starting to come around to the way that she thinks.
on the
She'll keep doing shitty things until we stop her. Yeah.
Yeah, if we do give her that, well, we see the thing is we need to figure out what all her shit, because she would be really useful against the Ice Mage. What was his name? Ixis?
Izixar.
Izixar.
The other bad guy.
Izaxar.
Izixar. Okay, so we might need her to use the ultimate weapon against Izixar.
That's a first edition D&D, really.
But she says Izixar is a fictional
Asshole. That's what she called him.
She also said he was just a character. He was an NPC. He wasn't a person.
I'm not sure she
thought
said that.
The opposite.
Yeah. I don't think she doesn't know him well enough to say either way.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
But she said very clearly he was an asshole.
oh.
Yeah, and I'm gonna agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
The whole trying to control the minds of all humans. That's first step of being an asshole. Unless you're in Hollywood, at which point it's the first step to success.
Okay, so you guys traverse the haunted forest. It's funny to me how things cease to be a problem for you. It's like they're a problem until you think of a solution for it, and after that it's simply just something you pass on the road. All right. So, but Izixar is still a problem, and Baron Triumph is a problem.
Yeah, we need to take care of Baron Triumph. We need to get the Hag able to take care of Izixar for us, because honestly, we just can't be bothered.
And you get back to Tranquility. We'll just...
What you'll need to create is
What?
the ability to teleport a person involuntarily from one place to another. And then all we have to do is teleport anybody we don't like into the Hag of Crag Keep's presence. And stand back and watch the explosions.
Oh, I like that plan.
Thank you.
She'll probably enjoy it because she gets to be evil at people.
That's true.
She likes being a villain. That is clear. It's fun being the villain. And she said point blank, you guys will always win. But that's not the point. It's fun being the villain. So.
It's not the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's my thing? There we go. All right. One thing, and then we'll close for the evening. Because I'm going to end on a cliffhanger. We're not playing next week. Wait. Hey, Lloyd, what days will you be available next week?
I am flying to Massachusetts on Monday.
Wow.
I'm driving back from Massachusetts on Tuesday. So I should be okay Wednesday past that.
Would everybody else be okay on Wednesday?
Yeah, that'll work for me.
Actually, I take that back. We may be stopping for the night on Tuesday night, so I may not be back in time Wednesday. So if you want to do like Thursday or Friday, I'm open for that.
In theory, I've got a D&D game on Thursday, but it is canceled about 5 times out of 6. So, the GM of that game works for Amazon.
Oh.
And when we don't play, it's because he's working. Easily 5 times out of 6 canceled since he got that job.
Oof.
I keep thinking that, okay, this has gone far enough, I should just drop out. But I actually like all the players and the GM. When we do play, it's a good game. So I'm reluctant to give up on it. But
What method are you using when you play?
how do you mean?
Is it Roll20 or Google Hangouts or what?
It's on Roll20 for the map and the character sheets, and then we talk on Discord.
Okay.
Which is purely audio. There's no video. It's just audio on Discord.
Cool. Because I was thinking about starting another night campaign once things settle down. So probably not until next year. But
next year is around the corner.
It's best of the night of light. But yeah, I was trying to. What I was thinking about doing was using Roll20, but I wasn't sure how their audio system was or anything like that.
Audio has worked pretty reliably for us for that game.
Cool.
Like once in a while, somebody will start sounding like a robot playing a harmonica. But then they'll disconnect and reconnect, and it's fine. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to digress there. By all means, continue with your cliffhanger.
No, it's fine. All right. Yeah. So you get back without. I mean, there are incidents. I mean, you get attacked by this, you get attacked by that, but we're just going to float past that. Just assume that during the course of the travels, some weird-ass monster attacks you and you fight it off or outrun it. I mean, at this point, I imagine you guys got pretty jaded to all that. So, you get back to the dinosaur area, and, oh look, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You don't actually see these very often. As apex predators, they are necessarily fairly rare. Most of the dinosaurs you see are herbivores. I mean, they're still dangerous. They'll smash you into pudding if they step on you. But, so you don't see that many Tyrannosauruses. So you see this, and it charges the land crawler and essentially stops it from moving forward. It stands right in front of it, and it's chomping at people, and you guys are shooting it and stabbing it, and Erlang's flying around stabbing it, and it's basically ignoring all this shit. And then a thing that looks like a saber-toothed tiger, leaps onto it, and it ignores it. And then a guy in a big, long beard and a loincloth and a spear leaps at it and starts yelling, yeah, 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 like that, and stabs at it. And it swallows him whole and chomps down on him. And then the back of its head goes, and it dies. That's cliffhanger. So.
That's one way to take care of it.
Yeah.
Here we go. This has been Pirates of the Mesozoic. I actually ended on a cliffhanger and that worked. Alright. Craig Smith. And Kitty Cat. Donald Von Griffin. Karen Torres. Bud Montgomery. And Kitty Cat somewhere. Me, Brandon Blackmore. Thank you for coming. And just because... let me turn this down a bit. Just because somebody's the villain doesn't mean they're a bad person. I think that's funny. Alright, good night, everybody.
Just because I'm a bad guy does not mean I am a bad guy.
It's
pretty
just
much.
a job.
Yep.
Sorry, Wreck-It Ralph reference. That was thank you.
There you go. Exactly.